project and how you got your idea?
My project is about a medicine dispenser. It's a medicine dispenser, but it's a wearable one. So it is a watch medicine dispenser. So my initial idea was a stationary medicine dispenser, but then when I researched on the market, I noticed that there were a lot of similar products in the market. So I decided to make my product stand out, but I couldn't think of how do I make my product stand out. So one day when I couldn't sleep, I was daydreaming, and then suddenly I thought of an idea. So I decided to integrate a watch into a medicine dispenser. So it was now a wearable medicine dispenser, and this is how my idea came from.
Wow, cool! That was so interesting. Alright, you tell me, what is one thing that surprised you during the making of your project?
One thing that surprised me during the making of the project was the coding part. For example, I spent hours and minutes trying to figure out what went wrong in my code. After that, when I debugged it, I noticed that it was just a semicolon that had been ruining my code. And then another thing that surprised me was the wiring, because when I wired my products, it was very messy and very complex. So I cloud coded them, but then instead it looked like a rainbow. So after that, but I still managed to sort it out, and I was surprised that I managed to sort my wires out and plug it in to make my product work.
After this whole Lighthouse, how much you want to continue to build on your project? What do you want to do or explore next?
After the Lighthouse program, I'd like to work more on my project and develop my project into a full-scale product at VIVITA. So I would also like to explore other wearables like a necklace, medicine dispenser, and many more.
And how would you want to do it?
I would like to do it with the resources at VIVITA. VIVITA has a lot of amazing mentees, and through them I've learned a lot, and I anticipate to learn more from the new mentors and develop my ideas.
What are some motivations that drives you to come to VIVITA to continue the project? Why not do your own?
Some of the motivations are the environment at VIVITA. VIVITA has a really cozy and friendly environment, and whenever a problem arises, I can ask one of the mentors, and each mentor can help me in different ways. Some mentor specializes in different aspects, and I know which mentor I can look for.
Cool. What was the most fun thing for you during the process of making your project?
The most fun thing was learning how to use Arduino. I personally have never learned how to use Arduino, so I started learning Arduino from scratch. My mentor guided me a lot through the process, and I also learned a lot. So the Arduino was a bit complex for me at first, but as my journey goes on, I learned a lot more about Arduino, and now I'm very familiar with it.
What are some of the advice you're going to give for the next batch of Lighthouse participants?
My advice for the Lighthouse is to never be afraid of your ideas, no matter how big or small they are. Because at VIVITA there's a lot of resources, so whenever you fall, there's always the mentors to help you and guide you back up along your journey. So I like them to be able to feel confident in taking risks and continuing their journey without any worries.